Today on Gamers Couch.
Nochmal.
Hello.
Nochmal.
Yeah, that's the game we're going to talk about. Welcome to the couch.
Nochmal.
Annoying man next to me is Daniel, my sweet husband, who cannot restrain himself and always has to be goofy in a wonderful, lovely way. But today I'm trying to rein in his childishness. And I wonder if I have to have a counter somewhere on the video how often you say nochmal without talking about the game, but just trying to annoy me. We'll see.
Nochmal.
That's number 4. So, my name is Sarah. I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and I'm owner of this channel and wife of this wonderful, sweet dude next to me. Today we talk about Nochmal, which is a German-named game. There is no English title for it. There's a French one, but that doesn't really help for an English-speaking show. So what will encore is the French one?
It's the English. If the English decide to speak
once
French.
again, shall we?
I think once more.
Once more.
But I wouldn't be surprised because encore is also used in English. So
yeah, that's that. I don't know if it's only at concerts that you say encore, but I don't know. Anyway, educate us. Feel free. Comment section, it's yours. We are talking about this game. We're going to play around. There might be a first in Gamers Couch videos that is partial time-lapse, because it depends on how well the gameplay with us goes, how entertaining we can be at a certain point.
If it doesn't work, we can just do it nochmal.
Number 5. So, ding! I was looking forward to quite the short editing time today in post-production and stuff, but nope, he's gonna make me work for it.
That's a problem that you put on yourself.
It's not a problem, it's just... It's just, I'm gonna laugh so hard when I watch back the video.
This is getting really old really fast. So
well, he's getting old really fast too, so that's fine. Anyway,
wait a minute.
We will talk about rules and gameplay first. Like I said, we're going to play a round of this game. We will follow this up with likes and dislikes, and we have a thumb rating, and then we talk about funny stories and experiences. And this week is one of those weeks where it's time for a teaser at the end of the video. Next week's, folks, there is a Wednesday that will have a publishing of a video for a draw for initiative for a game. So let's have him guess what game we're actually painting or publishing, because it's already been painted. But I'm gonna get my very huge marker and pass it on to you, pal, for
you use toothpick?
that too. Put it in the trash and talk about rules and gameplay, please. Thank you.
Welcome to Nochmal.
I knew it!
Which is a dice chucking, point collecting, cross things off a piece of paper type of game, which is totally a genre. You may have encountered its distant cousin Yahtzee, and maybe its younger sibling Quicks. Which is, I think, quite popular for... Quicks did get Spiel des Jahres, or was it made for Spiel des Jahres?
Don't know.
I think
it didn't get it.
Anyway.
At least I don't remember. And I'm too lazy to stand up and get it.
Yes. In this game, you have an illustrious assortment of 6 dice, 3 of which show you number pips.
You can go to that camera if
6 dice, 3 of which show you a very distinct amount of number pips plus a question mark, and the other 3 are full of colors. They are
black is not a color.
And the Joker black piece. Miss,
I had to
Miss
smarter. I'm sorry.
Only because I'm usually doing that. So, also each player gets one of these paper sheets with stuff to do on. Obviously, this corresponds to the dice. Now, this game is super simple, and I think it's just as easy to explain while doing that. So, I'm trying my best to roll on here, but if something falls off, we will just place it here so you get a better idea. So, on a regular turn,
it's upside down.
On a regular turn,
without OCD,
the active player, so the one who's rolling the dice, would pick one die with die pips on them and one die with a color on them, and then those two are not available to the rest of all the other players, except for the first 3 rounds. But we'll just start with that. So. As I said, you have to pick one of these and one of these. I think I'm going with...
And you have to start in the H column.
Hang on. With the 4 and the blue. And as Sarah just kind of interrupted, you have to start in the beginning at the H column. That is one of the restrictions. So... 4 pips blue means I can cross off up to, I have exactly 4 spaces in blue. So I'm going to do that starting in the H column. Now there's a couple of rules for how to cross things off. First of all,
you have to do it like this.
They have to be next to each other in a continuous block. So this is perfect with the blue and the 4. I could have also picked the 3 and the blue and then left one unchecked here, but that is kind of unwise points related. I could also do something else and could have picked, let's say, 4 and one of those 2 jokers. So black is a joker, meaning these substitute for a color of your choice, and this substitutes for a number of your choice. But to use one of these, you have to cross off one of your joker markers down here. And if you use them all up, you cannot do them or cannot use jokers, and they effectively become for you useless faces on a die. So that was our first turn. Now it passes on to the next player, which is Sarah. And Sarah
will roll F camera because I'm just not able to do so very well.
And since this is the second roll, both of us still have the same amount of...
I'm going to go for a yellow 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count.
Yeah. I'm doing the same, pretty much just because I cannot cross off anything else.
You can take the yellow too.
So after the first turn, you don't necessarily have to mark things off in the H column, but you have to make your cross next to an existing cross or on the H column. So in this case, I cannot, for example, cross off these 5 yellow up here because I would need at least the green one there or something else that is just next to it. So I'm doing the same as Sarah. I'm picking the yellow 4. And now it's my turn again. And this is the last turn where we get to use the same dice. And my impeccable die rolling leads to...
Wow, did you take your antibiotics? Wow.
Terrible choices. So now the thing is, wait, what would you do in this situation if you have no jokers left? Well, you can always pass, and then you just don't participate in that round.
Of course, you have to do that in a grumpy way.
If you are the active player, that also means that for all the other players now, all dice are available because you didn't remove any. I'm going to pick the 5 and a joker just to make sure. I'm crossing off my joker mark down here. And now I get to decide what I want to paint in. And I will go with these magenta...
Pink. It's called pink.
Things. Unfortunately, as you might be able to see, 3, 4... and 5. I cannot get the 6th spot there, and despite the dice having 6 faces, the highest number count you can get is 5, even through a joker.
I'm taking the point of not liking you.
Probably
I'm taking
the same?
No, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you.
Oh, I have to.
You probably actually make your
Yes.
make your roll, because then we get to the
roll.
dice.
Rolling,
get removed.
All the dice are rolling. There we go. I'm gonna take orange 2, and Daniel cannot use these dice anymore, and I'm gonna cross off these 2.
So just to clarify, if you're playing with more than 2 players, now all the remaining players who are not Sarah in this case get to choose any combination out of those 4 dice. So people can take the same combination as other people at the table. It's not that at any point you get to make no choice, unless someone rolls terribly and just rolls jokers and you have no jokers left, then you can only pass. But that leads us a little bit to what do we actually try to do in this game? Well, it's not just filling up these colored spaces. What you in fact want to do is fill up individual columns as they are here noted with letters from A to O. If you are the first one to complete a full column here, you get the top number as a bonus or as a score.
As a victory point.
So if I would complete column G, I would in fact get 2 points for that, and every other player after that completes column G will only get 1 point. So being first counts in this case. So you took that. I still need to make my move. Actually, I think I will just go on with blue and make 3 crosses here, combining this one with that one, and just going in that direction. And now it's my turn again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not better regarding the rolling, but that's what it is.
Wow.
That's still not great, to be honest.
Really?
I think I'll take the 1 and the joker.
And I don't like you, because now I have to pass, because I cannot.
Off my joker.
I can. Don't smile like that.
Take the green single one up here. Which brings me to, what do these stars mean?
I cannot do anything.
You want to get rid of the stars, so cross them off, because at the end of the game, each star is worth 2 negative victory points. So that is unfortunate. Now Sarah will make a decision that I will regret, probably. No? You can put the dice on there.
Yeah, I was thinking, what you mean? Oh, the orange 2. No, I already have the orange 2. I'm gonna take. What would you need?
I'm so shocked that
That I want to really play against you this time? You started it. I'm gonna take orange 2.
Okay, I'm going to take green 2 and start getting rid of that
Starting
guy
here.
over there. And that is pretty much how the game progresses. You will just try to fill them up. I hope, well, maybe with this turn we get to close the column so that you just see.
Yeah, we
that.
can just play and talk and everything, and I'm gonna make it cohesive in post-production.
It's not really
Nice?
it's not really good.
Really?
It's almost as if it's not
good?
Not good. I'll take.
No! No, Menno, no!
Oh,
German lesson.
and you cannot distribute your points. So I couldn't make one cross here and another one here, for example. You need to be in one continuous
I'm
block.
gonna take the 5 and the black cross, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
You guys, before we started rolling, I said, well, we could play a game and it would be a full game. Like Daniel could maybe do the same thing that I do on camera once in a while, which is winning games that I hardly ever win. And he's really... Why did I agree to that? Why did I think it would be something helpful?
Please make a decision.
Yeah.
This is a quick showcase. This is not a deep strategic battle.
The pink too. And honey, you can now explain what happens when you close a column. Because I just happened to close column G.
Okay.
See?
So what Sarah does now is circle the 2 points, and and every other player who doesn't have the column filled up in this turn has to cross through the number. So even if I fill that up, I can now only get 1 point. So you want to kind of go in either this or that direction, trying to beat other players to get the maximum amount of point. You can see that column A and O are worth the most, because obviously it takes a bit longer to get there.
One, 2, 3, 4, and I'm closing I with that.
Technically, the announcement that you're closing off a column happens after everybody put in their crosses, because people can close off columns at the same time, and they would then get the same amount of points. So which one did you check?
Orange 4. I'm gonna take the green one, and that makes me close H.
And this is how you lose the game, because you are not able to make any kinds of columns complete.
I'm gonna suck at rolling dice, and I'm gonna lose probably with the jokers and everything.
I don't think so yet.
I'm gonna take which see, I could use the pink one for here or here, but I could also use the blue one. They're both... Which one am I gonna take? I'm gonna take the blue one. Let's start from the top.
I would have taken the pink one, because
Why?
that is 2 points worth, but
No, I mean, like, I would have completed F over putting it here. So, but I think I'm just going from the top. The blue one's gone. It's gone.
Which also, of course, screws up my turn, but that's just a minor thing, that's a theme happening here. But yeah, please.
You're rolling. And look, this happens when you give me a marker. Usually we play this with pencils, because we both like to color ourselves more than the paper.
Yeah, this is, I think, the worst game I had so far.
We'll see. There's something in the likes and dislikes that I want to tell later, a thought that I have, and I'm not sure if we might have that occurring.
Closed off A.
A? Okay. Like, that's a high value column.
I have 3 columns closed off. So
no, I'm not.
You have 6?
Yeah. I'm not complaining, but it's like, you're already there. Look, I'm not even close to the edges.
Or because you didn't prioritize going over to one side.
I didn't get the things to go there, or at least I didn't see them. That's they might have been there. Reroll. Because as we learned yesterday, a cocked die is a cocked die when you can't use its results.
This isn't helpful at all.
It's so not.
That's all the numbers around the number that I need.
Did a good job, babe. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm taking this as a blue 3, and that now brings us to the first time where someone completes all of one color. So,
which one did you blue?
So I'm circling my blue 5. I also completed column N.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to bump you. I'm gonna take orange 1. I can't take an orange 4.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So the game will end if I get a second one, or if Sarah manages also to get to.
I'm trying really hard here, completed. Babe. I'm trying.
And now I can end the game with the orange 2.
You're gonna win. Because I have no bonuses.
I circle my second orange. Sarah gets to complete her turn with those remaining 4 dice. So if she gets to complete a color or something like that.
Oh, I can agree. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
That gives me a circle to this here, and I don't get this.
And that ends the game. So let's go over the points rather quickly. I have 5 and 5, so 10 points here. Over here, it only counts. Actually, did I remember to? So this is 0. I'm just checking that I'm not missing any columns that happens in this game. Rather more than
more often than you like, right?
So let's go through this. I'm getting 5, 8, 11, 12, 13, 16, 21 points over here. I have 1 unused joker, so that gives me an extra point. I have 1, 2 stars that I did not cross off, so that's -4 points, which brings me to 26, if I'm not mistaken. That's
31.
Oh, that's 32, 28. Sorry, I
Yeah.
read this as -1 and instead of.
No, it's a plus, honey. It's a
Yes.
plus. So I have 5, and I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Still think you're losing, babe? I got 5 points here, and do I have any stars? 1, 2,
So -4.
-4. That is 25 -4, 21. See, you win. You have the camera thing again, too.
Only because I managed to get to O before you were.
Yeah.
Because you were diddly-daddling around in
I was
the center row.
not. No, I always... Anyway, likes and dislikes, because this is something that I want to point out, and I'm kind of happy that we have it
At least
on camera,
so the
but
game,
I'm not sure about if...
the game plays rather fast, even faster in fast-forward time-lapse videos.
I'm gonna have some nice music under... Anyway, I'm gonna have it kind of nice looking in the time-lapse. So, but what I wanted to point out that I had said in between playing is I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I feel like you can only win, or it doesn't matter how much of the columns you have closed as the first player. It's rather important to cross off a color first. That actually is the scale, or the point that it tips the scale to win.
If you consider that if you're the first to close off a color, that is pretty much as much worth as having
A and O.
three columns filled as coming in later. So I think the columns are certainly just points on the way towards filling up.
Exactly, but you should focus on the colors. We had a couple of games now, and I've been on the end of not being even close to winning because I was unable to fill the color at all, or with only just one.
I think that also it makes sense, but it's something certainly that is helpful knowing up front. If you approach this and say, this is a game that's played really fast.
Yeah.
Then the main objective, so to speak, would be to get to filling up an entire color and then taking the points, rather than filling up columns to get those points. I think it's a race for filling up the color and take as many columns on the way as you can.
As you can. Right. And don't get rid of your jokers too early, but don't keep them either, because they're only... I did not get any combination that I wanted or could have used. The ones that I wanted, I couldn't put down legally because, there was no cross beside the section that I wanted to cross off. But yeah, all in all, I really like this game. It's a bit more than Quicks is for me, because I tend to forget more.
I was thinking, did we do a video on Quicks?
No, I think we didn't. No.
So if you haven't seen this, Quicks is a really simple game where you also have multicolored dice, and you essentially end up with 4 columns of numbers, and then you also cross off things. You have two colors with two columns with ascending numbers, two with descending from 2 to 12 and 12 to 2 respectively, and you try to cross off as many things as possible. And similar to this one here, you get in a situation where you don't have anything left to cross off. So let's say in Quicks, if you have all the 6s crossed off, you cannot go below the 6 in the ones. That's actually a terrible explanation.
Yeah,
I think we might have a look at Quicks at some other point.
Yeah,
but this feels more complex.
Involved. Exactly, because the only thing that I have to remember with Quicks is that in any amount of 6-sided dice, and I choose 2 of them, the number 7 is the most common to come up.
Yeah,
over here, I do not have yet figured out what to go for in order to prevent myself passing or having to pass too early on, and also not, having you jump ahead and be really in the lead early on. I have not figured out that yet.
Also, the biggest difference, obviously, here is that this is a kind of an area game as well.
Exactly.
So it's not just about you have one of each length to fill up, which you do, and you could go in there. Well, my chances of filling up a 5 in one throw is possible, so maybe I'm not starting to put smaller numbers in there. But you also have to consider that you actually want to expand to increase your chances of being able to connect to different colors. So it is that green here is actually pretty useful, because if you start going out here, you're connected to blue, to yellow, and
orange, pink,
to pink, and that just gives you more opportunities. So it's more. Let's say this game is a little bit more hiding your probabilities of what's going to come up, what is going to be useful. Obviously, it's simple enough that if the dice are cast, then you immediately know what kind of the best move is from the things remaining, because that just limits your options. But
exactly.
Still, sometimes
you have 2 options, and you have to weigh which one is better for you and which way to go. And at some point, they're kind of equally good. Your options,
even more than 2.
Yeah, sometimes. And then you're just like, oh God, which way am I gonna go down now? Is it like, where do I commit? So
and then layered on top of that is do I want to race to one particular corner to get that 5-point column bonus over here or over there, or do I want to try to end the game as early as possible and chasing a particular color, which then I think that is more a decision if you're the active player and get to choose which one to pick. But you also kind of should have a peek at the other players' boards from time to time to see, well, if I leave that one there, then he or she will be able to close off that color, which is
denying people things.
But you still need to put it on your sheet. So if you can, then that is also not helpful.
Yeah, but it is quickly enough played to be a dinner game. I find that we are quieter with this game than we are with Quicks or Love Letter, which I would put in the same category.
There's
for
more
me.
Thinking.
There's more thought and more, and you know, there's a lot of chances or occasions where Wheaton's disease can hit you really bad with this game, and
unfortunately for us, her disease hits us all if she's rolling dice.
Yeah, with Quicks I just only hurt myself, but game,
that's not true. With Quicks you also hurt the other people, because Quicks also has an aspect where there's a couple of those dice
disease is bad.
Are usable by other players.
But you don't have to pick something here. You have to pick something pretty much. This
game is for 1 to 6 players, and is apparently it takes about 20 minutes. I think
which is correct.
Do you think so? I think we almost every time played half an hour or longer.
That's because we are not just playing, but we are thinking about things, and we could have sometimes could have a clock introduced, and we disease also. With a lot of passing.
I think if you play this game chasing to complete a color,
you're probably going to be quicker.
End up on that 20 minute mark. I mean, the nice thing is that it's never not your turn. That's similar to Quicks, and I think that is a great way for these kinds of game. That's always a little bit.
It keeps people engaged.
With games like Yahtzee, where everybody has his turn and then you have to wait until it's your turn again.
But with this one, everybody stays engaged and involved in this game, so they stay present at the table and nobody's zoning out, which I like a lot, no matter if it is a short game or a long game.
Yeah, ages 8 and up. I mean... Yep. There's apart from the little calculations you have to do at the end to score, there's not a lot of math or different things, but I think it's quite enjoyable.
Yes, very much so. It's definitely it's gonna change up our routine of dinner games.
Yes, I do like the added part of having to worry about the areas that you fill in.
The only little point I would have is that some colors are really difficult to see. So in a certain light, we had that at a specific game that it was really difficult to see the yellow and to differentiate between the pink and the orange. So that would be a little tiny And if you're colorblind, sorry, this game is not for you, because there is no way to get around with shapes or marks or anything. There's nothing there, so sorry about that.
The thing, something I like about this game, but also isn't that great, are actually these markers.
Yep.
I like that they're there and that you have...
But they're for tiny human hands. They're even too small for me. And look, guys, look, it's one game.
Actually, it's not the size. Particularly for this game, I would always prefer using a pencil. Simply because it happens so often that one of us either overlooked or didn't see something right, and then you have this permanent cross on here, and it's just so much easier to erase that. And I'm not... Maybe I should say, well, you could reuse these with a dry erase marker, and that would actually be even better having that. And in fact, that since these remind me of the dry erase markers out of other games, I'm surprised they haven't done that. But I guess they also want to make money by selling those replacement sheets.
Yeah, that too. And we keep those sheets for the whole year, and we have funny names. There's no name thing here, so we write our funny names on the back, so it is.
But this could be with if you laminate those, you could have a travel game with 6 of these cards, the dice, and a couple of dry erase markers, and you would be perfectly fine for all time, probably, or at least a very long time.
You have to give yourself a name and write the date, because it's gonna go into our. I'm the Luther Trooper. Don't say Trucer Looper. Chicken dinner? Which game are we referring to? Which game has he played?
I don't know. Do you know?
Born? No, Better Ground.
One?
What?
Just one?
2.
No.
What?
Better Grounds.
Oh, plural. But 2 grounds.
Whose Better Grounds?
Yours.
No.
I have no idea. Chicken dinner.
That's actually pretty close. So you have no idea. So,
this is actually about board games.
So it is.
What? I have no idea. So it is.
If you have no idea about something, then it is
unknown.
And whose battlegrounds are these?
Unknown?
Yeah, but what is he?
The unknown.
No, what are you when you're throwing dice or playing a game?
I'm the player.
Yes, so it's...
Unknown player?
No, the other way around.
Player unknown. What do you want from me?
Battlegrounds. That's the name of the
Yeah,
entire
and
game.
then-
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Sarah is the video gamer in this family, obviously.
I'm so proud that I knew parts of the name and now you put me on the spot here. And we were talking board games. This is my
Yes.
terrain. This is board
yes.
games.
No, we will get back to Battleborn right away.
No. Ah. I'm fine with playing board games that do come from video games, but that's that. We are talking board games. Do you have any other wise words? For don't look at me. That I know you're royally amused, and that's totally fine. And guys, if you're on the floor, rolling, crying, laughing, it's whatever. Do you want? I cannot look. Do you want to rate the game now? Oh, hiccup!
Yes. So let's rate it in hopes that it gets the hiccup away.
1, 2, 3. I'm really liking it for a dinner game.
I also like it, but it just feels a little bit stretched out at some point. And actually, I think that is also because there's less conversation going on while we are playing this game. Maybe,
I think once we're a bit more in the routine,
maybe that changes down the road. But it's
also, this covers one round of this covers time-wise what would be best out of 3 for quicks. So it's totally fine for me that we just play one round. And not 3, and I don't have to look into another round, and I want to go play video games. When is she done? Mm-hmm. And that kind of phase of my hubster, because I can just say 1 game. Of course, I have to. Yeah, no, later tonight. First, we have to go food shopping, then you can play. It's fine. So let's move into funny stories and experiences. So experiences.
There are none. This is a dreadful game. We were not having fun, and despite the manual and the title saying "Nochmal," you are actually that is it's a thumbs down. I'm sorry. We have to talk about this. So from one guy who has to work with computers and programs to another listening and not switching channels quickly enough. So this game is called Nochmal, which, as we already elaborated upon, means once more or once again or something like that. The manual says you're playing this game, and once you win, you played Nochmal, which is an infinite loop. There's no break condition in here.
Somebody gotta go pee.
If you don't set up your break before playing this game, you're in for a very long ride. You will starve to death, probably.
And that ends the loop.
Well, that's a terrible break condition.
But it's a break condition. You don't have to like it. It just has to be a break condition. So live with it.
No, you would literally die.
Yeah, you... Maybe the other player, but you gotta live with that then. You're the winner. Last man standing? No. But we were talking about experiences, funny stories. First game we ever played, we had the marker thing with crossing out the things that we didn't want to cross out and then being kind of frustrated with it. So we said from the mid-first game that we're going to use pencils, and early this morning said, for filming we gotta use the markers because pencils won't show up. So
also there's again little production rant. Games that have these, I don't know if it's some kind of coating wax. It's like a satin coating that makes it slightly reflective, not really glossy, but reflective enough that your camera and light will hate you, leading us to kind of hobbling around the table for an astonishing amount of time.
It was about a half an hour or 45 minutes to get the lighting situation right to be able to film this.
So this should read 20 minutes plus 30 to 40 if you want to have lights on it.
Yeah, but well...
First world problems.
Totally. But all in all, it was a lot of fun. And we're kind of... I think I won, including this one, I'm 1 or 2 games ahead winning. But you're catching up to me, so it's my very short lead and this game is gonna be done. With all the other games, it always happens the same way. These kinds of number or abstract games like Rummy Cup or
it has to do that this is one of the games where my gaming fate also is tied to your die rolling.
Could be. We'll find out. Shall we do some
Why?
guessing?
Why am
Because I
getting...
like to touch you. Do we?
I'm not sure Play-Doh Knete.
Do you want to guess a few things?
Okay.
Or do you have any other?
No, I'm totally guessing. I mean, this is a simple game. If you're looking for something really fast and quick, I would still recommend to go with Quicks, especially if you want something to play with someone who's usually not playing board games at all, and you just need a quick travel game or something like that. If you already know Quicks or games like that and are looking for something that's a little bit more oomph, then
go with this one.
This is probably what I would recommend if you want to stick to chucking dice and making crosses on paper.
Exactly. Now, this game is not available in the US.
Oh, then that solves the problem for you.
No, you can buy from European stores. I mean, we can buy from American stores, so they can buy from European stores.
Probably pretty expensive. But if you are heading up to Essen in October, which is a month from now, a little bit more.
A month
weeks.
and a week.
Yeah.
Good. He's good.
And you want to pick something up that's small, or maybe not the bleeding edge, but a very nice little dice rolling game, that is something you could look out for. And maybe they bring it to the US at some point and then call it While or Do Loop or Repeat or rinse
again.
I mean, rinse and repeat would fit the description of infinite loops.
Totally. So it's time to guess the game that's going to be published next week on Drop for Initiative. Now, this is a game that is also in...
what is Drop for Initiative?
It is a board game art show where my good friend Tina and I paint our experiences that we have had with certain games on the table.
That sounds fantastic, Sarah.
I know. Thank you, Daniel.
Can we see this every Wednesday?
Every other Wednesday.
But wait, how about this Wednesday?
The upcoming one? Yes. On the 19th, the 20th of September, there's going to be a video. And there's going to be a game. And I want to tease it.
Is it
now.
this or another Wednesday? I'm confused.
It's a this Wednesday. Very German. So, the game that we chose is
Nochmal.
Shh. I'm going to poke you nochmal if you're not... You're not being the good boy. So it's a game that is also available as a video game. Actually, it was...
PlayerUnknown's Battleborn.
No, it was Battlegrounds. Why do you do that to me? I listen to you. Why do you always test if I'm listening? I am listening. So it is a game that is coming from or inspired by a video game. Video game, if I am correct, was first. Then there came the board game. You have to dig up stuff in a efficient manner and work your way around the grid, Jules Verne style.
Shakespeare's Hamlet, Retribution.
No, but I want this game.
Yorick.
No. But it's a good idea. Can we please make this game?
It could be The Mask of Anubis.
Nope.
Because that's also partly video gamey.
Yeah, but no, it's a real board game, but it is available as a video game too. You have no idea, right?
I know exactly what it is.
Oh.
I'm just trying
Okay.
to find terrible puns that.
Well, you have loads of them. Should be easy for you.
Let me see what else is. Well, I mean, technically, Doom is also close to a video game, and they're going very deep down to
the jungle.
kind of not dig things up.
No,
But,
no, it's not that.
I have not that much of a load of other ideas. Oh, mother.
Where are those?
Well, that is super difficult. So, if you maybe know what game, well, actually, for you, it could be rather difficult because we haven't talked about this game.
No, we haven't talked about it on the couch.
And I think it's in my BGG collection, but I think I dropped a couple of hints, and Sarah also. So you should be
Drop the hint.
you should have a chance of digging up what we hid among our speech.
Read between the lines.
Nochmal.
So it is a game.
No.
Oh, see, this is how I can turn his own goofiness against him. So, oh, love you, honey.
I'm going to hide the pencils again in my beard, and then you will never find them again.
The white caps are still looking.
I thought the white cap was actually the thing that was well hidden between the rest of the white.
No, there's still a bit of dark spots. So anyway, we're gonna do the outro now.
Thank you for enduring us maybe once more. Please rewatch this video nochmal. Up until this point. Let's see if you can get out of this. Well, no. Thank you, honestly, for checking in with us and listening to us ramble about games. We have nobody else to talk to. That's why we talk to the camera and therefore to you personally, directly. We are happy to do this again next week when we talk about Nochmal. But I want to talk nochmal about Nochmal.
No.
Why not? Then we talk nochmal about a different game. What?
That was a bad sentence structure. You can do better.
Better? Worse, you mean?
Better! I can do the German accented English too, if you like. I don't.
This is getting better and better. You know
it's really difficult to make the outro, right?
Yes,
now you might appreciate it when I do it.
No, I will refrain to my expert English knowledge and will say I become a beefsteak after this because I'm hungry and no.
No.
So, if you are so inclined and have not run away screaming by now, you can like this video. If you are running screaming, if your arm is long enough, you can dislike this video if that is one of your ailments. You can subscribe to make sure that you are seeing us again next week. Nochmal.
They see us anew.
And there's the little cowbell icon, which no one on YouTube ever told you to click on to enable all notifications, because we want to be in your subscription feed, even though that sounds a little bit gross. But that's how it is. Big business on the tubes. You can also find a collection of these videos on the Board Game Geek website under the geek list called Gamer's Couch, which is surprisingly very identical to the playlist Gamer's Couch on this channel. But since some of you prefer Board Game Geek as the platform for communications, because we all know that the comment section YouTube is actually energizing hell, and that's where Doom then comes in, mining that. That's why the reference, and I was getting off topic a little bit. On Wednesday, don't miss that illustrious hinted at video by Tina and Sarah. And we say Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Nochmal.
Goodbye.
Nochmal.
Goodbye.
Nochmal.
Goodbye. Come on.
Nochmal.
Get a grip.
See you next Sunday. Or Wednesday. Depending. Well, she's seeing you on Wednesday. Well, you are seeing her maybe on Wednesday. I'll be seeing her probably
on Wednesday. Thank you.
Still today, but might be a thing. Well, I need to get out of this. Bye.
Bye. So, are you fine with me having the outros again starting next week?
No, I'm good.